Hey fighter, we live in a world that shouts at us to run faster, push harder, and keep fighting non-stop for everything we dream about. Society tells us that victory belongs only to those who drain themselves dry chasing their goals. But what if I told you the ancient Stoics discovered something totally different? What if the real secret to creating the life you want isn't in endless struggle, but in the deep calm of letting go? Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, once wrote in his private notes, "Stay in the present." He knew that when we stop fighting against life and instead move with its flow, incredible things begin to unfold. The Stoics weren't weak dreamers. They were strong warriors who triumphed not through force but through wisdom. Think about water. It doesn't battle against the rocks in its way. It simply moves around them, glides over them, seeps through cracks, and in time, it shapes the whole land itself. That is the strength of gentle intention, holding your dreams with open hands while trusting the natural rhythm of life to bring them about. When you're always tense about your goals, clenching so tightly that your body feels stiff, you actually push away the very things you long for. Worry creates barriers, and those barriers block the flow of good things into your life. The Stoics understood that our own desperation often stands as the greatest wall between us and our desires. But here's the beauty of it. When you truly loosen your grip on outcomes and match yourself with the natural pace of life, you start to glow with attraction. Suddenly you see doors that were always open, though hidden from your anxious mind. You begin drawing in the right people, chances, and resources, not by force, but by a calm certainty that signals to the universe, "I'm ready." This doesn't mean lying around or giving up on your dreams. It means learning the difference between smooth action and draining struggle. It means knowing how to plant seeds with purpose and then trusting the soil, the rain, and the sunlight to do their work. The Stoics had a phrase for this: amor fati, the love of fate. It is the deep trust that everything happens as it should. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 powerful Stoic lessons that will completely change how you look at creating your future. These aren't just nice ideas. They are tools proven by centuries of human life. Each one will teach you how to let go of the pressure that blocks your blessings and step into a flow where amazing things feel natural. But before we go deeper into this life-shifting wisdom, I want you to take action right now. Tap that like button. It shows me you're ready to step into change. If this message speaks to your heart, type these words in the comments so they stick inside you. When I relax, life flows to me. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Hit subscribe, because this is just the beginning of our journey together. And don't skip a single part of this video. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 1, the pull of the present. Most of the time, your thoughts are running everywhere, except the one place where your real power lives, this exact moment. Many people spend their days worrying about a future that hasn't come yet, or replaying a past that can never be fixed. But the Stoics discovered something deep. All creation and change happen only in the present, and if you're not here, you miss the magic. Seneca once said, "Real joy is found in enjoying the present without being chained to fears about the future." This isn't just nice wisdom, it's a practical tool. When your attention is fully here, you notice chances your distracted mind would never catch. You hear a passing word that sparks your next big opportunity. You follow a small gut feeling that makes you take a new path. And on that path, you meet the exact person you were meant to meet. What most people don't see about presence is this. It's not just about paying attention, it's about the energy you carry. When you're truly here, you are at your strongest vibration. You're not dragging around the heavy weight of past mistakes or the nervous fears of tomorrow. You're open, full of possibility, and that makes you powerfully attractive to both people and situations. Think about the most magnetic people you know. They're not the ones glued to their phones always talking about what they'll do someday. They're the ones who lock eyes with you when you talk, who give you their full attention, who make you feel like you're the only person that matters. That is presence, and it's magnetic. The funny thing is this: when you stop chasing the future, you actually build a better one. When you stop running away from this moment becomes the starting point for everything you've been hoping for. Opportunities don't live in tomorrow. They live in the awareness you bring to today. Your breath is your anchor to the present. Whenever you catch your mind drifting into what if or if only, bring it back by focusing on your breathing. Feel your feet pressing into the ground. Notice 3 things you can see, hear, or touch right now. This isn't some distant meditation exercise. This is how you practice creating. The present moment isn't just where you happen to be. It's the place where your future is built. Stop sitting in the waiting room of your own life and walk into the reality where miracles are already happening right now. Number 2, the skill of calm wanting. Here's the strange truth that makes most people upset. The harder you chase after something, the faster it seems to run away. But the Stoics discovered something amazing about desire that modern thinkers are only now beginning to understand. Epictetus, who began life as a slave and became one of the greatest teachers in history, said, "True wealth isn't about owning many things, but about needing less." This isn't about throwing away your goals. It's about seeing the difference between wanting something and needing it. When you need something, you create a sense of panic. But when you want something and can still be at peace without it, you create a kind of pull that draws it closer. Think about people you know who seem to attract good things with ease. They're not the ones begging for attention, talking non-stop about what they lack, or posting endless desperate quotes online. They're the ones who carry their wishes lightly, like holding a butterfly on their hand. They hope for beautiful things to arrive, but they don't measure their worth by whether or not those things show up when they want them to. The Stoics called this idea preferred indifference. Of course, you'd rather have love, success, and abundance, but your inner calm doesn't rely on those things. Your joy isn't chained to outside events. This kind of mindset creates a strong energy that actually pulls opportunities toward you, because both people and life itself are drawn to those who don't act needy. When you live with calm wanting, you stop sending out the nervous energy that pushes away your goals. Instead, you act from a place of already being full. You start making choices from courage instead of fear, and bold choices usually create far better results. The real magic shows up when you can honestly say, "I would love for this to happen, and I'm taking steps toward it, but I'm perfectly fine if it turns out differently." That's not quitting, that's maturity. It's realizing the universe often has something even greater prepared for you than what your limited mind can picture. Try this today. Bring your biggest wish to mind. Take a slow, deep breath and say to yourself, "This or something better." Notice how the tension eases and how endless new doors open in your imagination. Let this truth sink deep into your heart, and if it speaks to you, write this down in the comments. I want with peace, not with desperation. Number 3, the philosophy of enough. We live in a world that constantly whispers, shouts, and advertises that you must keep adding more to finally be happy. But the Stoics uncovered a secret that flips this idea upside down. The feeling of enough has nothing to do with the size of your house, your bank account, or the number of trophies on your shelf. It has everything to do with the way you look at what you already own. Once you understand this, you open a door to a kind of peace and strength that no amount of new possessions can ever give. Seneca, one of the richest men in ancient Rome, once wrote, "It is not the person with too little who is poor, but the one who always desires more." This wisdom didn't come from someone who failed to taste success or luxury. It came from someone who had the wealth, the power, and the status the world says should guarantee happiness. Yet he realized that real satisfaction came from a completely different source. The philosophy of enough isn't about giving up on your dreams or choosing a life of less. It's about waking up to the truth that your joy and sense of wealth don't depend on piling up more things, chasing more praise, or collecting endless proof that you matter. It's about seeing that the feeling you believe will come after reaching your goals is actually available to you right now in this very moment, with everything that's already in your hands. Here's the great twist. When you truly believe you have enough, you stop acting out of fear and lack, and you start living out of abundance. And when you live in abundance, life responds by bringing more abundance. When you're not grasping, forcing, or begging for more, the right things flow toward you naturally. Think of the most magnetic people you know, not their looks, but their energy. They're not the ones constantly whining about what they're missing or obsessing over what they don't have. They're the ones who radiate a calm sense of contentment while still being open to growth and new adventures. This kind of contentment is not laziness, it's deep confidence. It's the solid knowledge that you are already complete, already worthy, already enough, no matter what you earn or achieve. From this strong foundation, you can chase your dreams not from emptiness or fear, but from love and excitement. Practice this tonight. Before you fall asleep, run through a mental list of everything you already have to be grateful for. Your health, your friendships, your chances, your memories. Really feel how rich your life already is. This is the energy that makes space for miracles. Let's fill the comments with this declaration. If you're ready to stop chasing and start receiving, I am enough, and from that place, I draw more good into my life. And if you're enjoying the content, consider becoming a channel member. Besides helping the channel, you'll also get exclusive content. Click the link in the description and become a member now. Back to the content. Number 4. The lesson of welcoming resistance. Life will always throw challenges at you. That's not a maybe, it's a promise. But here's the key difference between people who bring their dreams to life and those who remain stuck. It's how they deal with resistance. The way you respond decides whether resistance becomes your enemy or your guide. Marcus Aurelius lived through sickness, wars, and betrayal, yet he still wrote, "The obstacle to action pushes action forward. What blocks the path becomes the path." That isn't just fancy writing. It's the secret to changing every setback into the starting point for something greater. When you stop fighting against reality and begin to move with it, resistance becomes your most powerful partner. Most people hit a roadblock and instantly believe the universe is against them. They take it personally, lose hope, and sometimes quit altogether. But what if every difficulty is really life's way of making you tougher, wiser, and more prepared for the very things you're asking for? Think about the oyster and the pearl. The grain of sand doesn't destroy the oyster. It creates something precious and shining. In the same way, your struggles aren't punishments. They are invitations to grow into the kind of person who can handle the level of success you're reaching for. When you welcome resistance instead of hating it, something powerful happens. You stop wasting energy fighting what already exists, and you begin using that same energy to move through it. You become like water again, flexible, steady, and unstoppable. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you act with purpose instead of panic. You respond instead of explode. You search for the lesson inside every difficulty and the hidden doorway in every obstacle. So next time life doesn't follow your plan, pause and ask, how is this really helping me in the long run? What lesson is hidden here? How is this making me ready for the future? Sometimes a delay is actually protection. Sometimes a detour leads you to a destination far better than the one you imagined. Sometimes a no clears the space for a much greater yes. Trust the journey, even when you can't see the whole map. The universe has a view that you don't, and it's always shaping things for your good, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Write this if you're ready to grow from the hard times. I grow stronger through resistance, not weaker. Number 5. The skill of wise waiting. This may sound strange, but at times the strongest choice you can make is to do nothing at all. The Stoics knew something our action-driven world has forgotten. There's a big difference between staying busy and truly being effective, between just moving and actually moving forward, between pushing hard and taking steps that are aligned with purpose. Lao Tzu, whose teachings shaped Stoic thinking, once said, "The wise person doesn't chase after huge tasks, and because of that they achieve greatness." Many times the biggest shift in your life won't come from adding more work, but from having the wisdom to pause and do less. We live in a society that confuses constant activity with real progress, but often what we call action is really just fear wearing a mask. We keep ourselves busy because silence and stillness make us uneasy. We push harder because we're scared that if we stop, everything will collapse. Yet this restless energy often drives away the very things we want most. Practicing wise waiting doesn't mean you're lazy or that you've quit on your goals. It means having the courage to step aside once you've done your part and allow the process to take its natural course. It's knowing when to plant seeds and when to give them time to grow in the dark. It's realizing that some results simply cannot be forced, no matter how badly you wish for them. Think of a skilled chess player. They don't move pieces just for the sake of moving. They wait for the right moment, even if it looks like they're doing nothing, while their opponent wastes energy on rushed choices. Their patience becomes their weapon, and their self-control becomes their winning plan. When you learn this art of wise waiting, you stop draining yourself with empty tasks that bring no real progress. You begin to trust your inner sense of when to act and when to hold back. You come to see that sometimes the universe needs room to work, and your only job is to step aside. This week, try practicing phrases like, "I don't know when you truly don't know, and I'll wait when waiting feels right." Notice how this opens space for answers and chances that your forced efforts were actually blocking. Life often gives its best gifts to those who stay still long enough to receive them, but there's a catch. If you've been trying for a long time to break out of conformity and ignorance and can't seem to get there, it might be for other reasons, and you don't know what's causing it. But I know what it is. It's anxiety. Anxiety comes like a silent snake and poisons you without you even realizing it. It leaves you infected for days, months, and even years, and if you have it, it would be like living sick. However, there is an antidote from the Stoics which, together with modern psychology, can free you from all this just as it freed me. I made a video showing how you can rid yourself of this poison in your life. It's in the first comment. Click the link in the first comment and cure yourself of this anxiety poison. Number 6. The bravery of being real. One of the biggest barriers to creating the life you want is pretending to live a life that isn't truly yours. When you're always trying to match what others expect, when you hide what you really think and feel, or when you keep playing roles that don't belong to your heart, you end up building a wall inside yourself that stops your wishes from flowing into reality. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself that life becomes lighter when you stop worrying about what your neighbor says or does. Having the courage to live as your true self, no matter what others might think, is not just about being free. It's also about opening the door for your dreams to take shape. When you are not real, you're basically sending the universe a false message about who you are and what you want. How can life bring you what is truly meant for you if you are not showing up as the real you? How can the right chances come your way if you're hiding behind a mask? Being authentic doesn't mean being harsh or careless. It means daring to speak honestly with kindness, to follow what truly excites you instead of chasing what you think should excite you, to make your choices based on your own values and not on the pressures of others. The beauty of authenticity is that it naturally calls in what belongs to you and pushes away what doesn't. When you stop trying to please everyone, you draw close the people who honestly value you. When you stop chasing goals that aren't really yours, you begin to create experiences that bring real joy. This path takes bravery, because living authentically means some people won't get you, some opportunities won't match you, and some roads you once wanted may no longer fit who you're becoming. But that's not a loss, it's freedom. Your true self is your strongest self because only your true self can build a life that truly feeds your soul. Everything meant for you is pulled toward the real you, not the version that tries to fit in or bend to others' approval. Start right now. In one conversation, share how you honestly feel. On number 7, thankfulness as a creative power. Many people believe gratitude is only about good manners or staying cheerful, but the Stoics saw something far deeper. Thankfulness is actually one of the strongest forces that shapes what shows up in your life. When you truly value what is already yours, you create a pull that attracts even more blessings and opportunities. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you rise in the morning, remind yourself, today I will meet people who are nosy, selfish, proud, dishonest, jealous, and rude. They act this way because they cannot see the difference between good and bad. But I have witnessed the beauty of what is good and the ugliness of what is evil, and I know that the wrongdoer is still part of the same human nature as myself." Even while pointing out human flaws, he was able to find space for compassion and thankfulness. Here is what happens when you practice real gratitude. Your whole state of mind shifts. Instead of living from a place of emptiness, you begin to live from a place of wholeness. Instead of thinking about what's missing, you notice what's here. Instead of sending out the energy of need, you send out the energy of fullness. And this doesn't mean you pretend life is perfect. Real Stoic gratitude accepts reality exactly as it is, while choosing to highlight what is working instead of staring at what is broken. It's about finding honest appreciation for your difficulties, because they are shaping your strength. It's about being thankful for struggles, because they are giving you wisdom. It's about respecting your failures, because they are guiding you toward a better direction. When you wake up thankful, you begin the day in a strong, high state that invites positive experiences. When you go to sleep thankful, you train your mind to keep searching for more reasons to appreciate life. This builds an upward cycle. Gratitude brings more moments worth being grateful for. But the magic is not only in feeling thankful, it's also in showing it. Tell people what they mean to you. Write notes of thanks for even the smallest acts of kindness. Pause to see the beauty in ordinary minutes. Thank your body for carrying you every day, your breath for keeping you alive, and your heart for beating without asking anything in return. Gratitude changes what you already have into enough. And once you live in the space of enough, life always opens the door for more. When the universe notices you truly valuing what's already in your hands, it trusts you with bigger and brighter gifts. Number 8, the strength of inner control. Here's a truth that can set you free. You've been handing away your power to everyone and everything around you, and that's exactly why your dreams feel out of reach. The Stoics discovered that real creation begins the moment you take back your inner control and stop letting outside events decide how you feel inside. Epictetus taught, "No one can harm you unless you allow it." This goes deeper than just staying calm. It's about knowing where your real strength actually lives. Every time you say, "I can't be happy until," or "I'll only feel successful when," you're basically giving the keys to your own kingdom to someone or something outside yourself. Think about how tiring that is. Your happiness depends on what other people think. Your confidence goes up and down with your money. Your worth changes depending on whether others approve of you. You turn yourself into a puppet, with life pulling the strings. But when you take back your inner control, everything shifts. You understand that peace, joy, and abundance are choices you make within yourself, not gifts handed to you by circumstances. This doesn't mean you stop caring about results. It means you no longer let results control your well-being. That single shift gives you incredible power because you stop living from a place of need or emptiness. When you know you can be happy no matter what happens, you make wiser choices. When you realize your value isn't measured by outside applause, you show up as your real self. When you know your safety comes from within, you dare to take bold and brave steps. Other people can feel this inner authority, and they're drawn to it. Chances and doors open for those who aren't chasing in desperation. Success flows to those who don't rely on it to feel worthy. Begin practicing this today. Before you scroll through social media, before you check your bank balance, before you look for others to approve of you, pause and ask yourself, how do I choose to feel right now, no matter what's happening around me? Then live from that choice. Your outer life will always mirror your inner life. Change the inside, and the outside has no choice but to follow. Feel that strength rising in you. Write it in the comments. I am the author of my own experience. Number 9, the strength of emotional independence. Your feelings don't just fall on you out of nowhere. You are the one creating them. Realizing this one truth is powerful enough to reshape your entire life. But most people spend years letting their moods be controlled by outside events, other people, and random situations they can't do anything about. Seneca once explained that every fresh thing stirs the mind, but a mind that truly loves wisdom turns away from chasing what is new and instead focuses on what is eternal and lasting. Your emotional reactions are not automatic. They are choices. Once you see this clearly, you take back the crown of your own inner world. Think about two people facing the same rejection, the same money problem, or the same disappointment. One collapses under the weight and stays down for months. The other feels the pain fully, learns the lesson, and then uses that energy to build something better. The difference isn't in what happened, it's in the power of emotional independence. Being emotionally independent doesn't mean hiding your feelings or pretending bad emotions don't exist. It means you let yourself feel them honestly, but you don't hand them the steering wheel of your life. You can notice anger without turning destructive. You can face sadness without drowning in it. You can meet fear without letting it freeze you in place. This is what gives you incredible creative power, because your emotions are actually fuel for what you build. When you're able to guide your emotional state, you're also guiding what you create. If you can choose calm while everything around you is chaotic, you draw calm situations to yourself. If you can hold joy even when life looks tough, you attract joyful experiences. The practice is simple to understand, but not always simple to do. The next time a strong feeling rises, pause and ask yourself, what is this feeling here to show me? What lesson is hidden inside it? How can I use this energy to create something useful? Then, decide on purpose how long you'll stay in that state and how you'll use the power it's giving you. Remember, your feelings are here to send messages, not to be your rulers. They are here to inform you and give you energy, not to trap you or decide your path. When you learn to guide your emotional life, you also learn to guide your creative power. Say it boldly, my emotions are real, but they do not rule me. Number 10. Trust the timing of life. The last, and maybe the deepest Stoic idea for bringing your dreams to reality, is learning to trust the timing of life. It means knowing that things happen exactly when they are supposed to, not when you want them to. This doesn't mean just sitting around and waiting. It means having active trust that the universe is wise and knows what it's doing. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Accept what life ties you to, and love the people life brings your way." The Stoics believed that the world has order and reason, and that everything happens with purpose even if we don't understand it right away. Often your impatience is the very thing that gets in your way. When you try to force life to move on your schedule, you block the natural flow of events. You might miss new chances because you're stuck demanding a certain outcome. You might even push away good things because they don't look exactly the way you expected. But when you trust the timing of life, you relax into a rhythm bigger and wiser than your own plans. You start to see that delays aren't refusals. Many times they are protection or preparation. Sometimes you need to grow into the kind of person who can handle what you're asking for. Other times, the world itself has to shift around so the right conditions are ready. Think back to the best things that ever happened to you. Did they arrive exactly when you thought they would? Probably not. Most likely, your greatest gifts showed up as surprises, at moments when you weren't even expecting them. This doesn't mean you stop working toward your goals. It means you keep your goals, but hold them gently, while trusting that life has a plan bigger than the one you can see right now. It means you put in your effort with care and faith, but you release the outcome with peace. When you lean into divine timing, you no longer waste your energy trying to control everything. You stop overlooking the beauty of today just because you're worried about tomorrow. You begin to see the wonder that is already here instead of waiting only for future miracles. The universe is always moving in your favor, even when it doesn't seem like it. Your task is to align with this truth and let it carry you toward what is best for you. The ancient Stoics didn't have vision boards or fancy journals, but they understood something that modern advice often forgets. Real manifestation isn't about simply getting what you want. It's about becoming the kind of person who is ready to receive what is truly meant for you. When you relax into these 10 lessons, detached desire, awareness of the present, acceptance of resistance, inner authority, wise non-action, gratitude, emotional strength, knowing what is enough, authentic expression, and trust in timing, you stop battling against life and instead flow with it. This isn't about letting go of your dreams or lowering your standards. It's about lifting your awareness to a place where miracles feel natural, where meaningful coincidences become common, and where the things you truly need come to you instead of you chasing after them. The Stoics taught that peace doesn't come from having no challenges. Peace comes from having wisdom, and wisdom practiced daily creates the space for all good things to enter your life. What you hope for is already moving toward you. Your role is to relax, trust, and be ready to welcome it. To close this message and invite calm into your life, Write in the comments, I relax, I trust, and I receive. And don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Until next time, stay stoic, stay strong, and keep your heart open to miracles.